What's your 2 cents today, bruh?
XXX Tentacion.
You know, I didn't know how to say it.
I didn't
and as soon as I figured out,
Stentagon. That's what I used to call it. Stentagon. But it's XXX.
When I was in
Tentacion.
Houston, I heard the lady on the radio. You know, they announced each song, and she said XXX Tentacion, and I was like, oh, is he Spanish? Why is that his name? But anyway, God bless his soul. He was way too young to get murdered. But what happened?
I mean, from what I found out on the story, he actually was motorcycle shopping. I think what was it? It wasn't Deerfield. I know it was somewhere in South Florida. Was it Deerfield? I know he was from around that area.
Is that in Miami? Is that
it's
in
not Miami?
Fort
It's not.
Lauderdale?
It's like
Jacksonville.
It was Deerfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like above the Fort Lauderdale. It's around Fort Lauderdale, but it's not Miami. It's a little above Miami. Like Pompano, people think Kodak is from Miami, but Kodak is from Pompano Beach, which is above Miami. Motorcycle shopping, was in the shop. From what I heard, they actually had footage. They found footage on it based off the police report. 2 guys that kind of knew him before the situation was there. They went to go buy masks and stuff, and they waited on him to leave out the motorcycle shop because he had cash on him. So when he got to the car, you know, they drew out on him, and they was like, you know, give me the cash, and he wouldn't give up the cash, so they shot him. Everybody thought that he got shot in the head, but from what I understand, he got shot in his neck. So basically, it was just a lick. It was just a lick, you know.
So was it true that there was somebody that was on social media saying, "Oh, I guess I'm going to jail," blah blah blah, that bragged about shooting him? I saw that.
I don't know, but I know a rapper named Soldier Kid, a Kid Soldier from Florida. I never heard of him until this came out, but they basically was blaming him for it. Well, they were blaming him for it, and come to find out, he had nothing. As of right now, he had nothing to do with it. The guy that they have in custody actually wasn't one of the ones that shot him. But he was there,
so they're waiting for him to give up the other kids.
Right.
All right. So 2 more people. Why are people saying it's not true, that he's not dead, that there was no blood?
It's just conspiracy theories?
I mean, because you didn't see any. I guess people was thinking he got shot in the head.
Yeah.
And you didn't. Like when you look at the video, you don't see any. It's like people were saying he overdosed. It's like he overdosed at first.
Oh wow.
But you can get shot in the head and blood not come out. I mean, that has happened before. So, I mean, just because you get shot in the head don't mean blood going, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, I mean, my point of really talking about it was not necessarily to talk about him. It's just I was reading different things. You know, as an artist, I didn't really listen to him as an artist. You know what I mean? But I just didn't like the fact how a lot of people came out and was just like, you know, this younger generation, they so lost, this, that, and the third, they killing over nothing. But I always say this: you can't blame the music, you can't blame social media, you can't blame the world. It all starts in the household. The way your children are perceived in the world is the way that they were brought up in the household.
I just think that it's coming from the perspective of a older person, that when you it seems like you guys have it way easier, and every generation is supposed to have it easier, right? Because we make it easier. I mean, but it's like there's this like dark cloud of like depression, and then it comes across in the music. It's not like hype, upbeat dance. There are some, of course, but it means like the ones that get the most recognition and most popularity, which means that's the energy that people are drawn to, have that dark kind of like gothic, you know, like in other cultures they have the people that wear the dark makeup and the it's like instead of that, our people use like tattoos and like the hair, and he just looked dead to me whenever I saw a picture of him, and you know, if he was going through something, or if he, you know, had his struggles or whatever, like we all do, and then he just wore them on outside. But like I always tell y'all, when you whatever you are what you listen to, and then whatever you're going through, that energy that's inside you has no choice but to come out of your mouth. And I've been hearing it ever since Biggie and Tupac died. I always, and you know, I going to church or whatever, that was the first lesson I learned as it being real to me, you know what I mean, as a scripture resonating with me, was life and death and the power of the tongue, and that's Proverbs 18:21. It's like you bring things into existence just by speaking them. And he spoke a lot of dark, eerie shit. I mean, I saw one thing on Instagram where he was like, well, if I get killed, dude, you're fucking 19. You're a million. You're living your best life. Why are you even thinking about that?
Kim, but you know what, though, Kim? I can't really speak on your background. I mean, me being from down there and me being, you know, I can relate. You know what I mean? And you got to think, too, sometimes, like, think about yourself when you was 20 versus yourself maybe 10 years later. At 20, even before 20, when I was 15, I can tell you, I didn't think I was gonna make it to see 18. You know what I mean? I didn't. I'm blessed to see 28.
But after you accumulate the way out or a pathway out, or you probably said that because you didn't have a way out or you didn't know a way out.
Right.
Clearly this kid has traveled the world or has access to do and escape his reality or create a new reality. Those are the people that I don't get. Like, what is it inside you that's drawing you to this darkness?
It could be your surroundings.
And what is this that's within you that's pulling people into your darkness?
That just goes to show. And I always, like, money really don't bring happiness.
Money does not bring happiness.
Like you say, he got access to leave and actually experience a whole different life.
What did you just say? It's so true. Like, this is the lesson that I need people to learn. We work and we work and we work to accumulate these things that really don't matter. I mean, it's good. You're comfortable. I get it. Everyone should want that. But you should also want happiness. You should also want peace. You should also want space.
So
you should also want. That's the thing that I don't get. Like, when I say you guys have it easier, like, if I wanted to get a job, I had to go buy the newspaper, son. I had to look for a job. I had to fax. I had to mail shit. Like, y'all got so many things that you're easily accessed at the palm of your hand that you can create another reality if you're not feeling it.
But see, that goes back to the way media perceive you. So it's like, is this generation, are they lost souls because of perception? Or are they lost souls because of how they've been raised? Yeah, they may have it easier because of technology, but at the same time, you got to also understand too, you can go fill out 5 applications, and there may be one thing on the application an employer may look at and say, you know what, I'm not gonna hire this person because of that. Or you may walk in the interview, person may have their hair a certain way because of their culture,
but I think,
and that person may be the best person for the job.
But that's even letting a job hold that much space into your purpose is not cool. You know what I mean? Like, a job, like, we think about it as a job, like, of course, that's how you eat. That's how you feed your family. There are so many other ways, so many other things. It's like, this world is yours. Like, this world is for everybody. Everybody kind of like get into and do what you want to do. Why is it that this darkness and this sadness is so popular and like you said, maybe it is how everyone was being raised. But in a time where it's like everybody just said it's not cool to even think, discuss, or mention God. You know what I mean? Maybe we're missing something.
Let me ask y'all this, and I just thought about this. Why do it seem like with music in all genres, the best music come from pain?
Because people have a hard time expressing pain. So when they see somebody that does it in a way that they can relate to, it makes them feel comfortable doing it too. Because
I was just thinking, before the show started, we was listening to Tupac. The last song that was on was I See Death Around the Corner. He talking about he ready to die, and then Biggie got an album called Ready to Die. Life After
That's
Death.
What I'm saying. That those two, they are the ones that taught me that lesson that I learned in church with my grandma. When they were saying life and death are in the power of the tongue, it hit me when those two, because I was getting so mad at Biggie. I was like, when he was making those songs, I was like, son, what are you talking about? Why do you keep saying that? Even with Pac. And I see it as a prophetic word. I think whatever you say, you bring it on you. And then I saw Snoop Dogg did an interview on The Breakfast Club. And he said, you know, I didn't even have a murder charge when I made that song. Murder Was the Case. He said, I didn't get a murder charge till after I did that song. So all these people think it's like, you're not a gangster, but you make gangster songs and you start getting into gangster shit. That's what happened to Tupac. Because Tupac was not even on that shit. Let me tell you, Tupac was a dancing, rapping fool.
He was with Digital Underground. A lot of people don't.
Tupac was an entertainer. Tupac was smart as hell. And he had a word in him that God wanted him to deliver, and he did it. And he did it very well. But when he started letting all that other stuff get to him, that's when he fell off. And that's when he started talking about, people want to kill me, people want to do this, people want to do that. I get it. But in between that, we had Dear Mama. In between that, we had like the shit that he really was purposed to do. He felt pain. And he wanted to talk to those people. Those are his fans. Those are the people that like him.
My favorite song by him was Me Against the World.
Yeah.
Me Against the World probably was probably my favorite song.
Because I could see him getting and start hanging with people that didn't get him. That didn't get that he wasn't just one of these other dudes out here. He went about it the wrong way. You know what I mean? He came for Jay-Z, and he came for Mobb Deep, and he came for Biggie, and he came for everybody else that was rapping because he felt like he was special. He was doing something that they weren't doing. I get that. But there was other ways for you to bring that across. So I just think that young people, there was another murder that happened this week. Another officer shooting Antoine Rose. He was 17 years old. An East Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania police officer shot him in the back.
Did you hear about that whole story?
The cop just became a cop like the day before.
No, he wasn't a cop for 24 hours.
Right.
He had just got fired from the University of Pittsburgh
for some other shit.
Got the job, and then not even a day into his job, you didn't kill somebody.
And this is what I'm saying. Those are the things that we need, that we can prevent, and those are the things that we can fight, and we can. Those people were out there tearing up L.A. What L.A. had to do with that XXX Tentacion stuff, I don't know. But imagine if all those people were in Pittsburgh wilding out like that. I mean, I know that
in Pittsburgh too the same day.
Jimmy Waffle.
They got
was that in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? Why did they kill him?
But you know what?
See, this is what I'm saying. Like we need to.
He spoke about a lot of that stuff in his lyrics.
Who?
From
Which
somebody
guy?
that listened to him, he spoke about shooting people and shit like that. I can't really say that about X, because I didn't listen